Okay, this is going to be a video SOL review, video 2. Okay, we're just going to go through this as quick as possible. All right. All right, this is a solving equations question. So I would do 3 times 2x minus 1 equals 3. I distribute, so that means multiply. 3 times 2x would be 6x. 3 times negative 1 would be negative 3. I'd add the 3 to this side. That's 6x equals 6. Divide by 6, I get x equals 1. Okay? And that would be answer C. All right? Question 2. All right, this is an exponent rules question. I got 18C8 D9 over 9C3, all right, D6, okay? So what I want to do is I want to divide those front numbers. 18 divided by 9 would be 2. Then I would subtract these, okay? So 8 minus 3 would be 5. 9 minus 6 would be 3, okay? So the closest one to that is answer A. All right. All right. Reducing a radical of square root of 18. Okay. All right. I do 18 divided by 2. I get 2 and 9. Okay. 9 divided by 2. Whoops. 9 divided by 2 doesn't work. 9 divided by 3 does. 3 and 3. Cross off the double branches. Circle my pair. This goes outside, the leftover goes inside. So 3 square root of 2 would be B. Okay? All right, moving on to question 4. Okay, what is the binomial factor? Okay, now, one thing that you should always understand, and we've talked about this before, is that factors and solutions, all right, they have opposite signs. Okay, so what I can do is I can go into Desmos, okay? I can go into Desmos and put in, I can use x instead of c. X squared, all right, minus 12x, all right, plus 32, okay? And I can look at where it crosses. It crosses at 4 and it crosses at 8, okay? So x equals 4, x equals 8. Now, if I convert those to factors, this would be x, instead of positive 4 would be negative 4, instead of positive 8 would be negative 8, okay? So that's a good, fast way of doing those problems, so that answer is going to be B, okay? Moving on to question 5. Here's another exponents rules question. So I got 3x to the negative 4, and then I got 5x to the negative 2, okay? So what I have to do here is 3 power 2, all right, 3 exponent 2. All right, so I get 9, and then I multiply those. Negative 4 times 2 would be negative 8. All right, now, once I got that, I multiply these two numbers. Okay, 9 times 5 would be 45, and then I'm going to add those two. Negative 8 plus negative 2. I get negative 10. All right, and what my exponent rules say is I got to move that underneath and become positive. Okay, so that best answer choice is answer C. Okay, moving on to question 6. Okay, we got these division of polynomials. Okay, what you can do with this, all right, what you can do with this is you can put 18n squared plus 1 and then 3n minus 1. Okay, now, what you can do to figure that out is do 18 divided by 3. That's where the division comes in. I get 6, and this has to be n. Okay, and if I multiply that, that's negative 6n. All right, and then negative 1 divided by 1. Okay, 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. Okay, and then I would have this. And if I combine those two, that's how you get the 18n squared minus 9n plus 1. So that's how you know you're right. So the other factor that I got there was 6n minus 1, which would be answer A. All right, here's an evaluation problem. I would go ahead, there's a couple of ways to do this in Desmos. It may be the easiest way, to be honest, is just to put them in with parentheses, okay? So what I would do, go ahead and select functions, okay? Miscellaneous, and then this one with the little cube, okay? So I can type a negative, probably should type, hold on, I should probably type -2, all right, then do functions, all right, and type 3, okay? Now inside, I'm gonna do parentheses, 64, because that's my A. I'm gonna click out there and do plus, parentheses, okay, -5, close parentheses squared, okay? So I literally just put the things in with parentheses. It's probably gonna be the easiest deal, okay? So, so for that, all I would do is just type 17. All right, so use your parentheses for that one, okay? All right, here's another reducing radical. Now it's going to be with a letter, okay? Now if I go to break down 42, 42 divided by 2 is 2 and 21. 21 divided by 2 doesn't work. 21 divided by 3 does, 3 and 7. Okay, if I cross off all the double branches, okay, the problem is there's no pairs. So that all goes inside. Okay? All right, and then I figure out what 2 times 3 times 27 is. It's 42, okay, so I didn't get a whole lot of help there. I take this 9 and divide by 2, okay? 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. What does that tell me? That the n to the 4 is here. The decimal tells me that it's n1, okay? All right, so that's gotta be answer B. Okay, question 9, this is a system of equations. What I would do with the system is I would go right into Desmos, okay, and type it in. All you gotta do is type what you see. Y equals -x plus 2, and then this is 7x plus 4y equals -1. Okay, click on that. It tells me -3,5. Now you gotta read the question. It says, what is the best x? So I would choose -3, which would be answer B for that one, okay? All right, so it's -3, all right, for the x coordinate, all right? Here's another system of inequalities, okay, or inequalities. I'm automatically gonna go, any line that they ask me to graph, I'm just gonna go into the Desmos and type it in, okay? I'm not gonna mess around with that. All right, y is less than 2 divided by 7. Oops, that's a 4. Okay, 2 divided by 7 with an x there and a -2. Okay, now you have a solid line, all right, it's touching at -2 and 7. Okay, so look at the shading. The shading is down there. So if I'm being a good test taker, the only possibility are these two. All right, now when I look back at my graph, if I look at my graph, my Desmos will work. All right, I see that it's below the x-axis at -2. So C has to be my answer for that problem. Has to be that one, okay? All right, here's another inequality. All right, this is one you have to select, okay? Now, once again, anytime I got any of these inequalities, I'm going right into Desmos with these. Y greater than 1 divided by 2 with an x and a +1. All right, this one is gonna be y plus 3x. All right, less than or equal to 6. All right, now, my solution for here is this dark area. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna look at these points and see which ones go into the dark area, okay? So -1 over, -3 down. -1 over, -3 down would be there, okay? All right, 1 over, 2 up. So 1 over, 2 up. I'm just into that, that's there, but does not help me, okay? All right, 2, 0, okay, 2, 0, 2 over, 0 up. Now, this is important. This is right on the line. Now, since it's a solid line, that is one of the answers, okay? So that's 1, all right? And then I got 4, 6 here, okay? All right. Did I put that in correctly? Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. I did that not right. Hold on. Whoops, I'm sorry. I had a 1 there. I was covering that up. All right, so let's go back and do this. -1, -3, no. 1 over, 2 up. That's just inside there, so that actually just works. Okay, so that's one of them. The 2, 0, that still is on that line, so that one works. 4, 6, 4, 6, 4 over 6 up, no. So the 1 over 2 up just inside that line, okay? It's just inside there, okay? So that one and that one that was on the line, those both work. So I should select those two, all right, for my answers, okay? All right, all right. Once again, another inequality, all right? For all the inequality stuff, I would go right into Desmos with all those, okay? All right, so I would just type, all right, like I said, I'm not going to mess around with the shading, all right, 4x minus 8, whoops, minus 8, and then this inequality, and then 4 parentheses 6x plus 9, all right? Now, as you can see, I can click on that point and it's 9, and everything is being shaded to the left, so that's going to be the less than, which would be C, okay, for that one. All right, about halfway through the video, okay? All right, once again, this is an inequality one. I am not going to mess around with the inequalities, okay? I'm going to go ahead and just type those into Desmos and let Desmos help me with the shading, okay? Negative 2x, okay, plus 6, less than x, minus 6, okay? So on this one, I got 4, the shading is to the right, so it's going to be x is greater than 4, okay? So I would type, let me see if I move this down. X is greater than, I got to delete that, delete x greater than 4 would be my answer, okay? All right, what is the graph of the line shown? Now, be a good test taker with the slope ones. If the slope, what is this? This is positive slope. So this one and this one cannot work. So I got either 1/4 or 4, okay? So what that means is if I start at the y-intercept, let's say it's 1/4. If I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 right, okay? So this is gonna be my answer. If I started there, that'd be up 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not the line. So that's why C is the number one answer there. All right, look at the slope. Slope is positive, so it had to be these, and then just try it out. All right, I would keep that as simple as possible. What are the roots? Okay, once again, this is a Desmos question. All right, this is a Desmos question. So remember the thing of solutions. Okay, the other words are roots, x-intercepts, and zeros. All mean the same thing. So I can just go into the Desmos, okay, and put in x squared minus 7x, all right, x squared minus 7x plus 10, okay, and I get solutions of 2 and 5, okay, so 2 and 5, so that would be answer A, all right? If they ask you for factors, you could convert them, okay, all right? What are the solutions? So they give you the graph. You don't even have the graph at this time. So this is at 4, and this is at -2, okay? So 4 and -2 would be answer C. So it's just where it crosses, all right, those points there, all right? What is the slope of this equation, okay? All right, so I got 3x plus 5y equals -7. To get your slope, it's got to be in y equals form, so you can get that slope. So what I would do is I would subtract my 3x, okay, so, or just do opposite, so I got 5y equals -3x minus 7. Then I would divide everything by 5, okay, so y equals, that's going to be just be -3/5 x minus 7/5. So my slope is just -3/5. Okay. All right. Look at the table. Write the table, the equation that best represents this. Now, this is line, so they're telling me line of best fit. So I'm going to go into the Desmos, and this is where I'm going to make the table. Okay. I'm going to do the plus. I'm going to do the table, and I just type values. 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 5. 4, 7, 5, 9, 6, 11. All right. Now, in the next line, I got to type the equation. Since I'm using y1, I got to type y1. I hit the ABC button. I do this little curly thing there. A, okay, x, 1, okay, plus, okay, just b. All right. So what it tells me is that the number in front of x would be 1.7, and the other number would be 0.13. So that's why that is my letter A, is my answer. Letter A would be the answer for that. Okay, what is the range? Okay, so what you do with these questions for range, all right, range are the y values, domain is the x. All right, so for these points, I just label the points. Okay, so this is 0, -4, that point. This point is -3, 0. This point is -2, 4. And this point is 3, 2. Okay, so what are my y values? -4, 0, 4, and 2. That's this one, it's answer D. Okay, they asked you for domain, you would have chosen the x values. Okay, describe the relationships below. Okay, so Karen drove 160 miles in 4 hours, then she drove 180 miles in 2 hours. Vernon cooked 8 to 6 hamburgers in 60 minutes, then he cooked 9 hamburgers in 15 minutes. Okay, now they're talking about direct variation. All right, just a reminder, direct variation versus inverse variation. All right, direct variation you divide. So I would do like 160 divided by 4 and 80 divided by 2. That's 40, that's 40, okay? All right, that's direct variation. In order for it to be inverse variation, if I multiplied those, that's gonna be, I think, 640. And if I multiply that, that's 160. So obviously that cannot be inverse variation. So the first one is direct. Let's try that second one. All right, we can do 6 divided by 10 would be 0.6. 9 divided by 12, or 9 divided by 15 is also 0.6, okay? If I tried to have done the direct variation, it would be 6 times 10, 9 times 15. That would be 60 and 135. What you're looking for is exact same. So both scenarios, okay, both relationships are going to be direct variation, okay? All right, this is an evaluate. So anytime we ask to evaluate, I'm going to use Desmos here, and I'm going to do 11, okay, 11, and what number do they want? Parentheses, -8, close it. Whoops, hold on, that's not right. I got parentheses, then parentheses, -8, close around that, -24, close around that, divided by 2. And that looks exactly like my problem. Okay, so that's -176, which is answer C. Okay, last 4 questions. Video process is great here. All right, which one is a relation? Okay, now here's the big thing you need to know. If the x's repeat, it's not a function. Okay, also, if you have any vertical line and it passes through more than once, it's not a function. Okay, so if you look at this one, the 5 and the 5 repeat, so that's not a function. The 4 and the 4 repeat, not a function. This vertical line would be not a function. The only one that works is answer D. That is your function. Okay? All right? And now here it is in pictures. Okay? All right, all you're looking for, which one is not a function, okay? It would be this one, it's a vertical line. All these other ones are good. So the answer to that one is going to be answer A. All right, last 2 questions. A scientist dropped an object from a height of 200 feet. She recorded the height of the object in 0.5 intervals. Based on the quadratic, what is the approximate height at 3 seconds? So this is a Desmos line of best fit question. So I need my table in here, all right? I got 0 and 200. Oh, that's too many. Okay, then I got 0.5 and 195. Then I got 1 and 185. Then I got 1.5 and 165. And then I got 2 and 135. And then I got 2.5 and 100. Okay, now this is a quadratic, so I am going to do y1. It looks like ABC, this little thing like that. Okay, I want to select A, all right, x squared, okay, plus, all right, B, and then x, okay, plus, all right, whoops, I need the x1 in there. Keep always forgetting that. x1, bx1 plus c, okay, and it tells me this, okay. Now, what I have to do is it's asking what's the height at 3 seconds, okay? So what I'm going to do with the Desmos is you got to configure the window here, all right? So I got to configure the window, all right? So what I want to do, I'm going to go, let's say we're going, since it's in time, let's say we'll go -1 to 6, all right? And then from this one, when I look at this, I go from like, let's say, my lowest, let's say 0 all the way up to 300. All right, so they want to know what's it going to be at 3 seconds. Okay, what's it going to be at 3 seconds? So I just drag along here till I get to 3. All right. I keep dragging my pen along, and it's at 55 feet, okay? So that would be answer B, okay? Those regression questions are a little bit tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, those things are a little bit tricky. So that's question B, all right? And then going on to the last question, all right? Which one of these is the x, what are the x and y intercepts of this function? Once again, I'm gonna go to Desmos for that. All right, I'm going to go to Desmos. All right, I'm going to type in just what I see. F of x equals -4x plus 2. All right, let's move that and we'll zoom in. So if I click there, that's my y-intercept of 2. If I click there, that's 0.5 for x, okay? So a y-intercept of 0.2 and a 0.5 for x. Okay, so that'd be answer D. Okay, all right. And that is the second review video for SOL.